If you are at all into planning, this is not going to be the only thing that you listen to about planning for 2026, but I'm going to make a case for you listening to the whole thing because I think this is really important. My goal in the next few minutes is going to be to help everyone, regardless of whether you are a consistent planner or not, regardless of whether you use planner systems or not, to be able to have a better 2026 than you had 2025. That's my goal in this video. And I want to give you 3 easy steps to make that happen. And I'm not usually a 3 easy steps person, but I feel like this is accomplishable. So let's see if it is. My name is Becca Syme, and I am a personality alignment and success specialist for authors. And my goal when I do the work that I do is to help individual people get better individual outcomes. So that means we take into account everything that is true for you and everything that has made you successful in the past and all the ways in which you have natural capacity and talent and skill currently. And we try to align those for better success for you. So in the work that I do with people, we essentially go through this process. And I'm going to take you through a 3-step process that should help you be able to focus on having a better 2026 than you had 2025. Step 1, I want you to make 2 lists. One list will be, what do I want to do more of in 2026? And one list will be, what do I want to do less of in 2026? So that's step 1. It's a very easy process. I use very specific language when I'm talking about this for myself in terms of what do I want to do more of and what do I want to do less of, rather than trying to talk about goals because goals don't really work for me, or other methodologies, because for me, I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. And this is just what do I want more of and what do I want less of. So that's step 1, super easy, right? Now, step 2, what can I do on a regular basis that's going to help me get there? It might be daily or it might not be, but the idea is to do more of the things that are going to help us get more of this and less of that. Right. So if what I want is less negativity, it's a pretty easy stop to stop being on social media or to be on social media less, right? Like I want to be on social media less is one of my lesses for 2026. I want to be on it significantly less than I am right now. And so how do I get there? What's going to help me get there is I want to do manuscript first. So that's going to be one of my actions is I want to prioritize my manuscript whenever possible. So I may take that whole entire list and go down of all the things I want more of, all the things I want less of. And I may say, here are all the different actions that I could take to help me get there, right? I might have the same action for multiple things. So, like, I want more time to myself. I want more creativity. I want more writing. I want less negativity. I want less social media. I want, right? A lot of those things are going to happen if I will do less social media. So, helping me to do less social media means I probably need to prioritize the manuscript first, and I need to not look at my phone first thing in the morning. Because, again, I talk about this so often, but the earlier you introduce the phone into your day, the more control it has over you. The earlier you introduce social media, the earlier you introduce email, the more control it has over your day, right? So on average, most of us need to work on creating morning space that is free from technology, and specifically creating morning space that's free from social media. I know I'm going to get pushback in the comments because I know some people don't write first thing in the morning. I'm not looking for writing first thing in the morning. Everybody's list is going to be different. I'm telling you what I do, right? So the way that I want to get more of all these things is I want to do these particular behaviors. And also the way I want to get less of all these things is I need to do these particular behaviors. So what are the actual activities that are going to make me do more of that and less of this? And this is going to be a process. I will tell you, we are going to do a whole topical call about this on our Patreon this month. If you want to sign up, you still can. I will put a link in the show notes. Patreon.com/Becca Simon. On our topical call level, we are doing a whole topical call about planning for 2026 using this method and doing it by strength or by Enneagram number or whatever it is that will help you the most. It might be your own self-knowledge. But step one, list, right? Step two is what actions are going to help me get there. And step three is to prioritize putting that list in front of you. So you may want to tack it up somewhere on your computer. You may want to put sticky notes on your monitor. You may want to put the list on your desk. You may want to post it somewhere close to you. But I want to add this extra action or this extra expectation of you will need to represent this list to yourself. And I talk about this a lot when I'm discussing my own planning. I am not a person who can fill out one planner for the whole year. Eventually, the planner will make its way into a pile somewhere, and I will forget that it's there and I will just not utilize it. But instead, I use this Silk and Sonder planner, and I'm going to suggest this to an awful lot of you because I think this is an important thing that counterbalances this issue that some of us have with out of sight, out of mind, data responsive planning problem, right? Which is if I don't continue to have this in front of me, I won't remember to utilize it. If you can't see the picture because you're listening to this on audio, it is Silk and Sonder December 2025. And it's just a little rectangular notebook page, like 40 pages or so worth of notebook. But what I love about this is I get a new one of them every single month, and I basically pay to have someone ship me this new little notebook so that I will remember on the first of the month to move all the things from. I have all of these pages that I have collected from previous notebooks, and they all go with me from notebook to notebook. They just come out and I put them in the next planning notebook. And then I take the old month and I copy over all of the to-do list items, and it helps me to kind of reprioritize. And I will have a list of my things that I want to do more of and things I want to do less of, in the same way that last year I was using the bingo cards. Some of you remember those, where I have these bingo cards that I was making every month so that I could remember to do more of the things that I wanted to do. And I still think this is a really great option for those of us who don't do well with planners. If you could just have a new bingo card every month, and we will put on the topical call post, we'll have some of our own bingo cards to help you focus your action for the next year. And we'll do enough that you can print them off yourself and utilize them if you go to the topical call level. But those bingo cards worked great for me last year. I got a ton more done than I thought I would do, especially things that were self-care related, because I made it a game for myself and I tried to get as many squares as I could possibly get that month. But what I love about the Silk and Sonder, and particularly for this step three, is that I need to represent that list to myself over and over again. I can put it on my calendar, but I switch my calendar over every month. The one that sits where I like write all of my stars for when I'm writing, that sits on the right-hand side of my desk. And that I switch over every month so I don't see it all the time. But if I have it tacked to a bulletin board behind my desk, or if I have sticky notes on my monitor, then it will help me to keep looking at those things and keep reminding myself. But I also need that regular practice. So the thing I love about the Silk and Sonder is that every month it automatically sends me a new one. I have put it on a subscription and I just get a brand new one every month. And so one of the things that I want to do in 2026 is I want to do more of being public with my process as someone who is very data responsive, not very goal oriented, and who needs a lot of support and structure in order to execute things. I can't execute things without a lot of external support. And it may look like I get a lot done, but I have an incredibly dense team in terms of like the density of people around me, and the density of support that I have is really significant because I know I need it and I've created that for myself. And one of the things I know will help me in a similar way that this manuscript first challenge has helped me to get into the manuscript more consistently is that when I'm public about what I'm doing, it helps me to stay on track as well. And hopefully it will help other people to stay on track. But in this third step, the goal is to put it somewhere that you will see it so that at least you'll have the opportunity to remind yourself of like, oh, yes, I want more of this and less of this. And yes, these are the actions that are going to get me there. How many of those actions am I doing? And honestly, I would just take those actions and put them into the bingo card and then try and get more of them accomplished throughout the month or throughout the week or the day, etc. But again, part of the reason I love the Silk and Sonder is that it has this rhythm of automatically putting in front of me what I need to focus on and reminding myself to ask the questions, to evaluate how I've done, and then how to focus. And there are some programs that can help you with that. I know even Silk and Sonder runs this sort of monthly planner rotation call where like people sit down and talk about what they're doing with their planner and how things are going. And it's a really cool social experience, but some kind of representation needs to be part of number three. So we want to put it somewhere that we will see it, but then we also want to either remind ourselves or create some kind of a social structure around reminding ourselves that we need to get this done. So my hope in my Patreon for 2026 is that we're going to do a little more of this rhythm, right? Like the consistency of like, here's what's going to happen, here's what's going to happen, here's what's going to happen, especially because I know I'm traveling a lot more in 2026 than I did in 25. And I know that I'm going to need that consistent reminder to return to less social media, more manuscript, more personal relationships, more love, more care, more stability, less fear, those kinds of things, right? Like I need that reminder that this is what I want. The representing it to myself as this is what I want. So that's the three-step process. It is very simple. It's some version of something that almost everyone talks about on some level, but I'm trying to adapt it to the easiest methodology that I could possibly think of so that we will execute on it. Because the easier it is to execute the steps, the more likely it is that we're going to do it. Some of us love a complicated process. There are lots of planner systems out there for you, but I hope this one in particular has been helpful. And again, I want you to come to the planning topical call if this is something you're really excited about, because we're going to talk about how to adapt this process to your strengths or to your Enneagram type. If you have questions about that, we're getting a little better every day at being able to help with that. But we know we can do strengths, and so that for sure will be there. I hope you will join us. So check out patreon.com/Becca for more information. And otherwise, continue to join us on the Patreon for this regular rhythm that we're going to do in 2026. My word for 2026 is going to be rhythm. And so I want us to get into the consistency of let's return to it, let's return to it, let's return to it. We can't expect ourselves to just be perfect all the time. We have to remember to return to the rhythm. So hopefully that will help all of you as well. And I'm really excited about both that and other plans we have for 2026 on the Patreon. So I hope you'll join us. And I will see you on the next Quitcast, everybody. All right. Bye.